I wonder whether the issue of NATO came up. I wonder whether the issue of Ireland's new individual tailored partnership programme, a new agreement with NATO, came up. I want to ask you whether you think it's appropriate that the Irish government is able to sign Ireland up, a country that remains formally speaking neutral, where you're forced to say, oh, Ireland's neutral, no intention to get rid of Ireland's neutrality, but that a government is able to sign Ireland up to a new agreement, which involves more cooperation with NATO, and where the list of area of cooperation is confidential. So the public doesn't see, we don't see. And the government can do all of that without bringing it here to a vote of the Dáil. Is that appropriate, that you can continue on your campaign of chipping away at what is left of neutrality and getting Ireland closer and closer to NATO? I also, in that context, want to ask, what is the plan in terms of legislation to get rid of the triple lock? When do you plan to bring this forward? I think it should be brought forward as a proposal for a referendum, because I think the people should decide. This would in reality be the end of what is left of neutrality, because it means any future Irish government could send troops abroad on imperialist US-led adventures in the Middle East or anywhere else. So I think the public should decide. But I want to know what is the plan? When are you going to come forward with that legislation?
In relation to the ITPP, that wasn't specifically discussed in any of my meetings, but I would have said to them that we're part of the Partnership for Peace and have been since 1999. PFP has a separate identity and is based on individual bilateral relationships between NATO and each of the PFP countries. We've no plans to join NATO. However, access to NATO training and standards through participation in PFP has been of benefit to our defence forces, particularly when they're on service with the UN and the EU and can be interoperable. It's a tailored framework for cooperation and is completely voluntary in nature. I should say that the White Paper on Defence states that Ireland will continue to participate in NATO's PFP with a view to ensuring the defence forces have the necessary interoperable capabilities to participate in modern and demanding peacekeeping operations alongside other EU military forces. I don't agree, by the way, that an end to the triple lock would be an end to our neutrality. Our neutrality goes back to the 1940s. The triple lock was only around for maybe 20 or 30 years. It was done in response to some conspiracy theories about a European referendum. That was why it was done. I don't believe that the 5 permanent members on the Security Council should have a veto at all. And I don't believe that any one of them should be able to veto decisions by a sovereign Irish government to take part in a peacekeeping operation. And that's why I would like to see it removed. But we don't have any date for that to be done. And I don't know if it will be done during the period of this Dáil.